All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Dana Delmer. I'm a title rep with Clearmark Title, and I have a special guest with me today. This is Richard. And Richard, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Great to be here.
Yeah, so I've known Richard for quite some time. When I worked at Fleming's Prime Steakhouse, he was my go-to guy for audio video. He has his own audio video company, and as we know, right now that is suffering a bit because there's no live events. Restaurants have been closed for private events. So Richard was very inventive and creative and saw that there was a need for sanitization right now during this pandemic. And he actually started his own company called SafeClean. And when he reached out to me to ask if I knew of anybody who might need this business, I thought, great. Realtors could definitely use this for the homes that they're selling and buying. So we have Richard here, and I just wanted to ask him a couple questions about his company so we can share it with everybody else to see if it's a need. So Richard, can you tell us a little bit more about what is your company and why is it important?
All right. Well, the company, yeah, as you said, it's called SafeClean. We specialize in sanitizing against COVID-19 or any viruses. And basically, yeah, because my audio video company doesn't have any business right now until we can do live events again. I looked at what else is needed that I can actually do, and I found that as part of the plan for handling the virus, there is a great need to actually sanitize both commercial and residential property properly and professionally as part of an overall plan for handling this thing. So I did my research on how this all works, found out the best practices, and got started on that.
Perfect. Well, I think it's very, very intelligent to do so. So how does the treatment work? Because I'm curious. And what chemicals do you use, and are they environmentally safe and friendly?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that because that's very important. First of all, how does it work? We basically spray. Actually, any sanitization, there's two parts. You have to make sure all surfaces are wiped down, especially all the touch points are wiped down to remove any dust or dirt. That's something which we'll do, or the customer themselves can do that. But then it has to be sprayed. And we use a thing called an electrostatic sprayer, which is this thing here, which is actually pretty state of the art. It actually charges the mist as it comes out electrically, so it wraps around whatever object it's landing on. It doesn't just spray the front surface like a regular fogger does. And for that reason, they're kind of hard to get and kind of expensive. But that's what everyone, the professionals in this business, are using. Then the other part of it is what chemicals. We only use chemicals which are actually, first of all, on the EPA list of chemicals known to kill the virus, but secondly, they're actually environmentally friendly. Mainly we use hydrogen peroxide or something called hypochlorous acid. Not hypochloric, but hypochlorous acid. Both of those are completely safe for humans, animals, and plants, and they break down shortly after they've been sprayed into water and oxygen or water and chlorine. That means that there's no bad effects on people or pets in the house. Also, they're not harmful to the furnishings or so on in housing, which is a very important point. Also, because if you use something like bleach, that of course will bleach. So we don't use any bleach or ammonia products in what we're doing. And that's kind of, I know a lot of people find that very important.
That's very, very important. Yeah, nobody will get sick. Got to take care of our pets and all that too. So
right.
Great. And then what type of properties and businesses can use this treatment? Like, who do you help?
Really anyone. I mean, we're doing both commercial and residential properties. Right now, we are finding a lot of interest as offices and restaurants start to look at reopening. We've got a lot of reaches from those people. We're doing industrial property, even warehouse type spaces. You know, even though it's a warehouse, there's still places where people have been touching. So, you know, the virus could be there. So there's really no limit to what we do. Anywhere if you're going to be working or walking or living, we'll do it.
Yeah, that's great. You can help everybody, basically. And then do you have any tips for the audience to help keep their homes safe and sanitized during this time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, the main thing is develop a plan. And this applies whether it's residential or commercial. In other words, it's not going to work just to get your property sprayed and think that's it. You don't need to worry about the virus anymore. What procedures do you need to have in place for regular cleaning? Certainly any surfaces which people touch on a regular basis should be wiped down regularly. And frequency depends on on type of property. Obviously, if it's a restaurant or something, you're going to be wanting to wipe down regularly throughout the day. But even in your home, make sure you've got some kind of disinfectant wipes so you can wipe the door handles, the keyboards, the phones, all the things that are commonly touched.
Mm-hmm.
And then, think about, do you want to have a spraying done on a recurring basis to make sure that the place is really, all the places have been reached that you didn't necessarily get to.
Yeah. Sounds like that gun is pretty amazing, and it can do things that we can't do, normally, and can go behind, like you said, and wrap around objects instead of just spraying directly on top. So
yeah, it's actually pretty amazing. If you look at my website, there's actually a video which shows how it works. It shows how it actually coats inside of ducting, even not just around it on the outside.
Yeah, and I saw you're in a hazmat suit and you got the goggles and everything. So this is definitely.
Oh yeah, I mean, we take this seriously because, to be honest, we have been doing treatments in places where people have had the virus. So, obviously we have to take precautions for ourselves and to make sure we're not bringing it in from there to somewhere else. So yeah, we do the full
protection.
Personal protection routine.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then lastly, how can people get in touch with you and get a quote for pricing?
Right. Well, I'd be glad to tell you that. We have a website. It's www.safecleanlosangeles.com. All one word, safecleanlosangeles.com. And on that website, you'll find a lot of information about the techniques and how it works and so on. You can also call me, 213-283-9456, and I'll be glad to answer your questions.
Perfect. All right, great. Well, thank you so much, Richard. You've always been amazing, and I can always count on you. So I appreciate you coming on here, and hopefully we'll be able to get you to help some people out and sanitize their properties.
Great. Thanks for the opportunity to tell everyone about it.
All right. Well, have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Bye, Richard.
Bye.